Okay, so we just got to our visitor center and we're just gonna pick up a park pass and a fire permit. I'm not sure that we'll have a fire, but hopefully we can, so that'll be sweet. Little birdie. We're at the visitor center. So this trail is about 10K one way, and we will probably stop about halfway for a snack and maybe, oh, my camera's dirty. We will 20K according to all trails, and hopefully we can find a spot to camp at. Okay, so we're just on our way out and heading off, so be pretty sweet. So we're about just over a quarter of the way through this trail. It's about a 19-kilometer trail in and out, so, or 20, I don't know, probably more like 20, but it says 19, and we'll probably stop for a quick snack soon, but my sleigh's pulling nice. And it's super beautiful through here. Okay, so we got our first 5 kilometers done, and we've been on the trail for about an hour, so probably another hour or two. So I've got my Pulk sled all strapped up with this rope and just got it clipped to all these tie down points, and then I can just, at the back here, at the back I've tied a rope that I can just pull out real quick and then undo the bag. So I got my beef jerky for a snack / lunch, and probably pull out some freeze-dried fruit. So these are the freeze-dried strawberries. They're super light and packed down pretty small, and they look like that. It's a strawberry, and they're nice and crunchy. Okay, so we just finally got to the edge of the shore, and just trying to make our way down this little hill, if you can see. Just trying to get the sled through. Okay. Good enough. Finally made it on. Woo! We are approaching our camp spot, Crean Kitchen, and it's on Crean Lake. And look how big it looks. Looks massive. Beautiful around here. Woo, we made it. Took a while of deep trudging. It's a bit deep here, but we finally made it. We're probably gonna camp somewhere kind of out in this open area here. I brought a shovel to dig down a little pit in our entrance, just to have a nice entrance. And so we'll pack down a place for the tent and then set up the tent. I think somewhere about here should be good. I'm gonna chuck this thing off. It's getting pretty hot out. It's quite warm today. Very nice. Very nice ski day. My tent right there. So I'm just gonna change out of my big skis and grab these boots on and get the tent up and get our gear in it, and then I'll head back up over there. Mom's clearing a spot on this picnic table, and there's a fire pit there, so start a fire maybe. But get the tent set up first, get all ready, and be good to go. want to make sure you have no snow on your tent, or else it'll cause problems later on. So in winter, scent takes are a little more tricky, so you gotta try lay them sideways and kind of dig a trench in the snow for them to hold, and then pack them down with snow. So you kind of take it out from your guy line, and then kind of figure out where you want it. So somewhere here, and you kind of dig down and maybe dig a little place for the guy line to get out, and then we'll push her down like that, and then cover up with snow and hope she stays in there. Nice. So I'm gonna take my poles and pull out the guy lines and just kind of stick our skis in and then shove them in the ground, kind of as a stake. Okay, so we just got finished our tent and we got it all set up. Got our ski poles holding it, and then we're just gonna head over to the camp area, and we're gonna set up our dinner and light a fire and just relax for the rest of the night. Ooh! Working up a sweat trotting through the snow. So I got my fire stick and I'm gonna light the fire. So probably only need half of this, so I probably can break it in half. I think it's just basically waxed chunks of wood stuck together. Okay, get that going. Oh yeah, nice. Right away. Nice. Oh boy, it's going up. Just got our stove all set up. The new Whisperlight International. And we're having 3 cheese mac and cheese for our dehydrated meal tonight. It's our little camp table. Got our fire ripping. And we got a view. You can see our tent down there. Just enjoyed the lake, and now we're heading for supper and just sitting around the campfire and relax. Okay, just finished our supper and now I'm heading out to the tent to get our sleeping pads and sleeping bags up so we can have a warm night. It's not too chilly. It's definitely cooled off a lot since we've gotten to our campsite, but still relatively warm, and once we get in the tent it should be really nice and in our sleeping bags. Might go for just a ski out on the lake. Not sure. Our tent's over there, and basically we've got these trails packed down here. So you just want to make sure you don't get any snow in the tent when you're winter camping, because it can cause a lot of problems and it gets your gear all wet, and you just want to make sure and you stay dry, just because it makes things a lot warmer. And I've opened up a vent up there, and then these two side vents, so we need a little bit of air movement. So I'm just gonna set up the sleeping bags and the pads. So what I've got here is vapor liners or just trash bags over your socks, and I wear that in my boots just around the campfire, and just it helps keep your boots dry, and if you get cold feet then vapor barrier liners are good. So if you put garbage bags over your socks, like liner socks, I just got these thin kind of like toe socks for hiking, so now they're pretty damp, and usually if it's colder out, it's not super cold today, but you put your liner socks on, then your vapor barrier liners, and then put a wool sock over, and then put that in your boots, so your wool sock stays warm and dry, and only your liner socks get wet. So I'm gonna take these off now, and I'm gonna grab some wool socks, or just try to let my toes kind of steam off a bit and kind of dry out a bit, because they are a little bit wet. And then I'll change into some other wool socks here that are a little drier, or they should be way drier actually. Try to get them as dry as you can. Maybe. Okay. So if you have a down sleeping bag that's rated for milder winter temperatures, or just as kind of more like a 3-season bag, you can layer a synthetic bag, a synthetic 3-season bag, or even a 2-season quilt you might get away with depending on your temperature. But if you just layer your down sleeping underneath, your body or moisture goes out through your down bag and hopefully gets trapped or escapes into your synthetic, and it freezes into your synthetic. So synthetic still insulates when it's wet, whereas down when it gets wet it loses its loft and thermal capabilities. Okay, so I'm in my bed right now, and we got our sleeping bag and pad up, and you can see that. And right now I'm just gonna start boiling water. So if you get a Nalgene bottle and you fill it up with boiling water, then you can shove it in your sleeping bag and keep it warm, and it's a good way to fall asleep too. So I gotta get the stove out, so I got the whisper lights. So I've got this white gas canister here that you have to pump up. So it's probably about, I don't know, probably need about 20 pumps. So I got my stove here, and these arms just swing out here, and then that one swings out. So then it sits on the ground like that. And make sure you don't want to get snow in this end here or on your fuel pump, because that can lead to some damage. I've got these reflector mats, so when it's boiling it doesn't sink down in the snow and melt the snow all the way down. So I'll put that up, and there is a windscreen, but it's pretty calm right now. Right down there, and we got this little locking pin there that swings around and locks that fuel canister in place. Okay, so we got that all put up, and make sure it's relatively flat, or else your pot, when you put your pot on, it might be a little cockeyed and fall over while you're boiling. So now that you got it all pumped up with fuel, if you look under there, that little pan at the bottom there, it fills up with fuel. When you turn the fuel canister on, fills up with fuel, and you light that, and it lights this little loop tubing here, and that's what allows it to work in such cold conditions. And I've had this down to -40 and it works just fine. Okay, so I let a little bit of gas into that cup. So if we light it here, it should go into flames a bit, and that allows the heating tube to heat up so that we can start the stove up. So if you see there, and you got to make sure this is back off, and then once this heating tube gets heated up, we can turn our dial back up. So let it warm up maybe for a minute and a half or two. So you can see here, now that we turned it on, it is now turned into a hot blue flame. It's ideal for cooking. And we can fill our pot up with snow. And if we add a little bit of water, it helps melt the snow a bit better when this thing's going, and you can see it's starting to get red hot there. And scoop up some snow. Maybe get this chunk here. Put it in there. Try to pack her down and get as much as you can in. And there you have it. Okay, gonna head to bed. Just finished getting our stuff all organized and cleaned up, and then fall asleep. We're tired. Well, good morning. Just got up a few minutes ago and look at our view this morning. Not too shabby. And we'll probably be getting packed up soon and heading off. Okay, so we just got camp took down and gonna head out across the lake and have some breakfast. You guys might be wondering what these things are. These are basically my wrist straps for my poles here, and these little buttons on the end here, I can just push it up, it opens up, I can clip my wrist strap in and out. Oh, just like so. And then you can press this top button down, and it locks in, and now my pole's on my hand and can't come off until I unclick that, and then hands free. It's pretty sweet. Alright, just leaving camp. Got the sleigh going behind me. We'll go have breakfast just on the other side of the lake back over there. And then there's a shelter there, so we can quickly go in there and boil up some water and have some oatmeal and some snacks. And then we'll head our way back. So we got 10K today again. So we made it to our little shack, all enclosed, real nice, and sheltered from the wind. So we're gonna have a quick bite to eat. Oh boy, got a bunch of snow everywhere. Not too shabby in here. Got a nice dry place to sit. And put a stove on. Yeah, looks pretty good. I got these electrolyte tabs to try out and see how they work in my water bottle. We made it back. Look at that. What a way to end the trip. Up a hill. Woo! We did it! Yeah! About 22K. And I think we got about, let me check here. We roughly did it we did 10K in about an hour and 50 minutes. So I'm happy with that. Pulling probably like, I don't know, 50, 60 pounds worth of gear. So I'm happy. Let's go.